everybody, it's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com, and I'm back with another video for you in my series called Now or Wow. You know, we all have times that we need a card right now, and then there's other times we have a little extra time for a wow. Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you a really great Better Get Better card. Just a simple, quick now card. This can be done in a hurry. But hey, if you want to step it up a notch, we've done just a little bit more with this one. So let's get started with our Now and Wow for today. We're going to begin with our cardstock. I'm going to be using Whisper White cardstock, and both of my cards, both my Now and my Wow, will be using the exact same size piece of Whisper White. This is cut at 11 inches by 4 1/4, and I have scored that at 5 1/2, so it is just a standard card size. Now, what I've done is I have cut some pieces of designer paper. I'm using Melon Mambo and Daffodil Delight. And, oh, there's my other piece. I was like, oh, where did it go? These are cut 1 1/2 by 1 1/2, so just some simple squares. And we are going to take these and we are just going to adhere them onto the front of our card in just a simple square fashion. Now, one thing I do like to tell people when you go to adhere things like this is to go ahead and put the first piece down, but don't press it down. Just really lightly set that in place. And then we can take our next one. The reason we don't want to press those down is if we have to move them around, we want to have that ability. And you know, you want to kind of do your best to eyeball it. We're going to go ahead and finish this up, and then we'll get to the center square. Okay, so I've got my squares on there. I'm now going to come in with the Blossom Punch and just a piece of scrap white cardstock. And I am just going to cut, or forgive me, punch just a simple flower. Now I wanted to give it a little bit of texture. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut in between these petals. I like to take the two outer ones and give them longer cuts. And then the one in the middle is just short. Now this is not some tedious you know, you've got to get everything perfect and all. We do want to make sure we don't cut anything off. But what we're doing is we're just going to give this flower just some extra dimension. So we're going to finish this off, and then I'm going to use a Stampin' Dimensional to adhere this here in the center of my card, like so. Well, that's a little boring, don't you think? So let's take another little scrap of some of the Daffodil Delight designer paper, and I have got the 7/8 inch scallop circle, and this one I'm just going to adhere with some snail adhesive and just give that a little something right there in the middle. Very easy. We're now going to come in with a Melon Mambo ink pad, and the stamp I'm going to use is from A Dozen Thoughts. And we're just going to stamp Better Get Better. That is just a really simple, quick now card, isn't it? Well, let's take it up a notch. We're going to come in with a piece of Whisper White, cut the exact same size. Now this time, I'm going to take those squares and I'm going to do a little corner rounding on it with the new Project Life corner rounder. And what you're going to do, by the way, these squares are exactly the same size. I'm just going to trim and corner round two opposite ends. We're going to leave the other ones alone, and we're going to adhere these down so that the point is going outward like this. So we're going, I've got to find that one right there and there. So we're going to adhere these down in the same way we did with our other card. All right, so I've got that part of my card done. Let's go ahead and set that off to the side, and we're now going to work with the flowers on this one. I'm going to use a stamp set called Mixed Bunch, and we're going to be using this flower right here. I know a lot of you already have this one, which is great, and I'm going to stamp this in Daffodil Delight, and I just have some, just a little strip of white cardstock here. We're going to stamp that twice. We're going to punch, whoops, I got a little scrappy in there. We're going to punch this out again using the exact same punch, and actually we're going to punch both of those out, but we are going to cut these in the exact same manner that we did the other ones, but this one actually kind of gives you some lines to work on. So you're going to repeat this process all the way around both flowers. Remember, we've punched them both out. We're going to cut all of those out. Let me bring my card back in. And here's one of my flowers, and let's put some adhesive down And you know, before I adhere that, let me give it a little fluff so we can put that right there in the center. I've got a Stampin' Dimensional on there. I've got another one here. And we're going to offset those just a little bit so our flower is nice and full. Yes, I've got another little Stampin' Dimensional on there. Let me show you what we're going to do. We are going to take just some scrap glimmer paper and that 7/8 inch scallop again, like so. And we can just adhere that to the center of our card. Give some really great bling, lots of stuff going on there. Let's go ahead and add a little piece of ribbon. I've got some of our fantastic seam binding ribbon. This I've got about 13 inches of ribbon. And what I love about this ribbon is that it ties nice and flat, which is it really makes it great when it comes to mailing. We're just going to tie this. Well, this card just wants to have its own day, doesn't it? Okay, we're just going to give this a nice little square knot here, right over left and left over right, and then we'll be able to just trim this ribbon down. My little favorite trick to tell you guys how to do nice square knots. Again, that right over left, left over, well, okay. We're gonna take two. All right, right over left, left over right. Goodness gracious. All right, here's my trick. I've got this in my right hand. Only pull what's in your left hand and check it out. You get this really nice, flat, little square knot, I don't know, centery thing. You guys know what I'm talking about, that little center thing. We're going to trim this down and make it look pretty. And hopefully you won't have the little issues that I did there. Oh, you know what? That's what I get for having too much coffee during the day. All right. Well, we're going to kind of center that up where we want it. Let's come back in with that Melon Mambo ink and our Better Get Better. And this time we'll stamp it down there at the bottom. And we have two cards completely done. What do you think? Let's do it in order. We'll have our now and our wow. That is what I call a fast card. I love this. I'm having a really great time with this series. I hope you are too, and I hope you enjoy this one, and it's one you're going to be able to incorporate into your stamping. Remember, another idea is to get the cards made, leave that sentiment off, and when you're ready to mail it, pick out your favorite sentiment, stamp it, and you're going to be good to go. Guys, thanks so much for tuning into Now or Wow for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And be sure to check back. I'm going to have a lot more cards for you in this series because it's just too much fun. Remember all the supplies that I used today, the mixed bunch and a dozen thoughts. You can find those at simplysimplestamping.com. You can order all of your Stampin' Up! Supplies right there through my website. There's an online order button right up there at the top for you. Place your order and we're going to have those shipped off to you in no time. Guys, again, thank you so much for checking out the video today. I can't wait to see you on the next one. Have a fantabulous day. Bye-bye.